Hello, and thank you for joining our Spooktacular workout. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through a 20-minute yoga practice today. I always like to put it out there before we start to listen to your body through the class. So if any stretches that we work with today do not work for you, please skip them. You can come on out and modify. As we go through class today, we'll do a practice that is great for relaxing the mind and the body and working on building some flexibility, creating more mobility in the body, and building a bit of strength. So let's take an opportunity to close the eyes and begin to just gently become aware of your body sitting in this space. So finding that nice, comfortable seated position. Maybe just becoming aware of where your body is meeting the ground. Edges of legs, edges of feet. Grounding through the sitting bones, finding length through the spine. Feel yourself connect with your breath. Full inhale and exhale. And then just being mindful of carrying your breath with you through the practice. Letting the breath be deep, letting the breath be full. Let's take an opportunity here to gently take your chin to your chest, round your back. So our first pose here is our Halloween cat stretch. So a little bit of a rounding of our back. And if you visualize the black cat that we often see symbolizing Halloween, just that very rounded spine. So really trying to create that in your own body. Let's begin to draw the heart forward and shoulders relax from your ears. Let's take it back into our Halloween cat stretch, chin to chest, to round through your back. And then begin to flow with your breath here. Try to lengthen your spine as you breathe in. Lengthen your spine as you breathe out. Maybe letting your shoulders relax from your ears. We'll create a little space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. And then on exhale, round the back body. Imagine creating space between the shoulder blades. As you come into a neutral spine here, we'll bring our hands up. Let's take our hands into steeple. Fingers will interlock, release the index fingers. Lengthen your spine, hands release to the right, and we'll take an opportunity to pause in a moon stretch. So if you visualize maybe a full moon on Halloween night, the outside of the moon is very rounded. So through our shoulders, we want to create this rounding sensation and allowing for some lateral flexibility in our spine. We'll bring ourselves back to center. We will lengthen and gently releasing to the left. Again, visualizing that beautiful full moon, creating that shape through the spine. Breathing in and out. Let's take ourselves back to center. Hands will release. We're going to come into a tabletop position. We'll be on our hands and on our knees. If the knees are sensitive, feel free to grab a blanket to do a little bit of padding here. And then let's build on that Halloween black cat stretch we tried just a moment ago. So here we'll try that again. Let's take our shoulder blades right on up to the sky. Let your head hang heavy, thinking about a cat that might be a little scared, a little spooked. And then gently release. Let's lower our stomach down, lift up your heart. Try that again. Let's press the ground away, knees really ground and press down, head hangs heavy like a weight. Let it float down. Good. Now let's just flow with the breath here. Being mindful of inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Now, as you exhale, let's begin to lift up. We're going to take a down dog stretch, toes curl under, hips to the sky. We are going to shake it out a little bit here. So we will bend one knee and the other knee. Maybe relax and shake your head yes. Relax and shake your head no. So maybe the first down dog of the day, just noticing how your body is feeling, how movement is feeling. As you come into stillness here, let's take werewolf pose. So this is a down dog with a little twist. Let's take our right hand to our left calf, and then a little bit of a pulling sensation, a little twisting sensation. So we're going to try to get that right shoulder to roll under, left shoulder open slightly. Back to center, down dog, hand to opposite leg, twist in the other direction. Sitting bones reaching, stretching, really breathing into that werewolf twist. Let's take ourselves back into our down dog, toes to hands. Let's come on into a fold. As you take your fold, feel free to shake it out a little bit here. Maybe bend one knee and the other. Head shakes yes, and head shakes no. And if the ground is feeling really far away, you can always bring your hands on blocks for a bit of support. You can also take that nice deep bend into the knees if that is needed. As you find stillness, let's walk hands to the right side stretch in your fold. Try to get grounded evenly through the inside and the outside of each foot. Back to center, hands to the other side. And back to center. Let's take hands onto the shins. We will lift and lengthen the spine, finding a half lift. Sometimes it's called jackknife pose. We'll come on down to a fold and then rising up, full in breath, standing tall here. Let's interlock the fingers. We are going to press the palms up, and then let's take a big step out with our left foot. We will sweep our hands to the right, scoop that right shoulder under, left shoulder back. So we're going to come back to that nice full moon pose. Nice stretch for our spine. Back to center, legs will stay wide. Let's sweep the hands off towards the left. See if you can take your right hip and press it off to the right a little bit more. We're gonna come back to center. Let's keep those hands up. Feet will come to touch. And then let's take a nice big step out with our right foot. And let's take hands off to the left on this side. Try to get nice and grounded in both of your feet, inside and outside of each foot. Back through the center, lengthen and release to the other side. Maybe imagining your body in one plane. So we would want to feel hips are stacking and also shoulders are stacking. Let's bring ourselves back to center. We will release those hands, reset on your feet. Feet will be in line with your hips, coming into a pose called chair. And we are just going to imagine bringing weight back into your heels so that your toes are light, and then almost a little sensation like your toes could lift from the ground. You can gaze down, make sure that you see the tips of your toes. We just don't want our knees to come too far forward here. And I've also heard this pose referred to as riding a broom. So maybe imagining that you were riding a broom, weight is floating back a little bit just to intensify the stretch a little bit more. Let's take a dive down. We're going to come to a forward fold. Bringing your hands onto your shins, finding a half lift. Let's bring it down to fold and then rising up, full inhale. And then drawing your hands to your heart as you exhale. Let's come to the top of the mat. And we are going to take a nice big step back with our right foot. So nice wide stance here. Then our left toes will turn in. So we'll start by having our toes in line, heels in line. Then toes will turn out, heels will shift in. Hands are going to come onto the legs. We can do a little gentle swish to the right and the left here. Breathing, connecting to your inhale and exhale through your nose. As you come to stillness, we'll take arms into scarecrow arms. So 90-degree angle here. Let's tuck our tailbone, navel back and up to the spine a little bit. We'll try for some side crunches. Let's take left elbow to left knee. Back to center. Let's take right to right. Back to center. Flow with the breath here. Try to get nice and grounded in the legs for more intensity. You can have a deeper bend in the knees. You can drop those hips down a little bit more. To make it a bit easier, you can straighten out those legs if needed. Let's bring ourselves back to neutral. We're going to reset back into our scarecrow pose. Relaxing arms and legs. Left toes, we will turn them out. Right foot, we will turn them in. So let's have our front foot pointing forward and then our back foot straight with the back edge of our mat. We're going to take arms out into a T position. Hips will go back, hands will reach and stretch forward. Maybe imagining you are reaching over a countertop. Once you can't reach any further, you can lower your hand down and we're going to come into candy corn pose. So if you can think about that candy corn treat, nice triangle shape. So we'll create that shape in our body. Large triangle through the legs in the earth. And then large triangle through the arm, through the side body, and through the leg. Ground into your feet. Let's engage the core. We're going to sweep that front hand up and back. We'll take a reverse candy corn stretch. Full inhale, expanding through your ribs. Coming down, let's take it to runner's lunge. You can bend into your left knee. We'll come onto the toes of our right foot. As you take runner's lunge, let's begin to bend and straighten the front leg. So continuing to build on that candy corn stretch. So nice large triangle shape, just like that candy, through legs and through the earth. Left leg straightens on exhale. Let's fold ourselves over. Spine relaxes, head, neck relaxes, releases. Left knee bends, left hand lifts. Let's twist up, coming into runner's twist. And then as you're twisting here on the in-breath, lengthen your spine a little bit more. On the out-breath, twist deepens a bit more. Let's come back to runner's lunge. We'll find our way to plank. Let's come to a high push-up pose. As you find plank, knees can always lower. We'll lower down chaturanga. Let's come to an upward facing dog here. We will open the chest and open the heart and then pressing back, down dog as you exhale. Toes to hands, let's make our way forward to fold. Take your halfway lift. Let it go. We'll rise up, full inhale. Hands at heart, full exhale. So we'll find our way to the top of our mat. Let's take the opposite foot. So we're going to take that left foot back this time, and we'll find our way to scarecrow. So we're going to turn those right toes in. We'll have toes in line, heels in line. And then toes will turn out, heels will shift in, hands onto the thighs, bending into the knees, and then little shifting side to side here. Back through to center. Let's take arms up, landing in scarecrow. Tailbone is tucking here, navel back and up to the spine slightly. Let's take crunches, twist. We'll take left elbow to right knee, reset. Let's take right to right, or right to left rather. Flow with the breath here. Good. When that feels complete, let's come back through to scarecrow pose. Arms relaxed, legs relax. Let's take our left toes. We're going to turn them out. We'll have those front toes pointing forward, back foot turned in. We'll take arms out into T. Hips will go back. Hands reach and stretch forward. Coming down into candy corn pose. And then allowing for the alignment here of the body. Shoulders stacking and opening. Shoulders in one line, wrists are in one line. Grounding firmly through the feet, core engages. Let's take that front hand. We're just gonna sweep it up and back. Taking reverse candy corn stretch. And then back to center. Let's bring it to runner's lunge. So hands will frame the front foot. You'll just be right on the toes of your back foot. Let's take that opportunity to bend and then straighten your front leg. Feel yourself moving and flowing with your breath. So very easy to hold the breath. We're going to take a full inhale and exhale. Straighten your front leg. Let's fold ourselves over for a moment here. Coming into our runner stretch. Nice opportunity to stretch the calf, hamstring. Building on that candy corn pose. Let's bend into our front knee. And we're gonna lift our hand to the sky. So we're gonna twist right to that front knee there. So as you twist open, we're finding our way into our runner's twist. Allow for this stacking and opening through your shoulders. Breathe into the twist for your low, mid, and upper back. And gently lower your hand down. Back foot meets your front foot. Let's come to a forward fold. Bringing your hands to your shins, find a halfway lift, we'll fold, and then rise up on in-breath. Hands at heart, out breath. Let's come into that broom riding pose. So we'll begin to drop our hips back. Hands can sweep up. We're gonna come forward onto our tippy toes on this one. So rise as high onto your toes as possible. And then we'll come into zombie pose. So bringing your hands in line with your shoulders, letting your hands be straight out in front of you, almost like a sleepwalker. So we'll feel our hands reaching, stretching forward, rising onto your toes a little higher if that's accessible to you. Let's release it. We're gonna take a dive down, forward fold. Let's bring hands to shins, halfway lift. Let it go. We're gonna inhale to rise on up. Hands at your heart as you exhale. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed our Spooktacular workout today. Really a pleasure to be here with you. I hope you enjoy the season, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat next time. Take care.